We have some major breaking news. It has been announced that Corey Heim will make select starts in the NASCAR Cup Series for 20-11 racing and will drive a lot of races for Sam Hunt Racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty massive and major breaking news, as it has been officially announced and confirmed that Corey Heim will make select starts for 20-11 racing in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2025. Here was the announcement from 20-11 Racing this morning. It's Heim time. Corey Heim will race in select NASCAR Cup Series events and will make starts in the Xfinity Series with Sam Hunt Racing. Heim will also remain a part of the Toyota Driver Development Program. This is a pretty big deal for Corey Heim. Now, he did make a couple of select starts, of course, in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024. Ran a couple races for Legacy Motor Club, substituting for Eric Jones, who got injured at Talladega Super Speedway last year, and also made his first start with 20-11 Racing at National, where he showed top 10 and top 15 consistent speed, but unfortunately got caught up in a crash when all the overtime craziness started taking place. Corey Heim is absolutely one of the best young Toyota prospects and one of the best prospects we have seen in a very long time. He has won 12 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series races, including winning the race after Park Lehrman had gotten disqualified. He is the youngest driver in Truck Series history to reach 12 wins, which is absolutely impressive. And he also has done really solid in his select Xfinity Series starts that he's had with Sam Hunt Racing as well. He is currently the favorite to win the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship, and it's really good that they're going to be bringing back the number 67 car for this year. It's been rumored that they were going to bring back the 67 car, but we weren't sure at the time which drivers were going to be behind the wheel of that car. And now we know for sure that Corey Heim is going to get the chance and opportunity to be part of their development program as well for Toyota. Corey Heim, I look going into these select starts, I don't think they announced exactly how many starts they're going to have for Corey Heim. First Cup start, as actually reported by Bob Pockers just now, is going to be the Spring Kansas race. And what's interesting for this number 67 car is Booty Barker is actually going to be the crew chief of this car. Now, Booty Barker, of course, last year was the crew chief for Bubba Wallace and had been the crew chief for Bubba Wallace since the end of 2021, but unfortunately got basically put down in a different position for 20-11 racing for Charles Deneke, who's taken over to be Bubba Wallace's crew chief in 2025. I think Corey Heim and Booty Barker honestly could have some really strong chemistry this year, and this is a really good track to gauge his talent. I think Kansas is a really good track considering Corey Heim has won there quite a few times in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. I could definitely see him having a really good chance and strong opportunity to win some races with this team. And then going to the Sam Hunt car, he is, of course, going to drive the number 24. His first start will be next weekend at Circuit of the Americas in that number 24 car. Now, while Sam Hunt Racing isn't the fastest team in the world, they're going to be getting a ton of support from Toyota, and they're going to be getting a ton of support from 20-11 Racing as well. And I think that 24 car could be a sleeper pick, even though I think it's going to be really tough to be some of the Cup guys running the race. Guys, of course, like Ross Chastain, William Byron. I think Allmendinger, maybe, I'm not entirely sure. Even though Shaman Gisbergen won't be racing, but Austin Hill's going to be good. Justin Allgaier's going to be good. And then, of course, you have Connor Zilisch, who's probably going to be the guy to beat this upcoming week. He's the favorite to win. But I could see Corey Heim contending for a top 5 or even a top 10 at COTA. Now, the rest of the schedule was not announced for his time at Sam Hunt Racing as well. But I would have to think that Corey Heim is probably going to make around maybe 10 to 15 starts, which is a really, really huge deal. Because I think that Corey Heim deserves a chance and an opportunity to moving up full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series. Of all the drivers currently in the lower series, maybe outside of Connor Zilisch, I would say Corey Heim is definitely the next big name who has a really good chance and opportunity to win NASCAR Cup Series championships. He probably should have won the championship in 2023. Carson Oswald, of course, took him out, unfortunately. And he probably also should have won the championship maybe last year with how dominant he was. Yes, Christian Eckler's more of a consistent driver in 2024, but I do think that he is going to be very strong, was really good last year, and probably should have won the championship. No disrespect to Ty Majeski. Majeski earned it the way he did, and Majeski was consistent last year, but I do think that Corey Heim and Christian Eckler were better last year than Ty Majeski was. I think he should be in Cup full-time right now. But the big issue is, and why he's not full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series, is because of 3 drivers at 20-11 currently at the moment, and you can't run 4 full-time cars. You got to think about this. Bubba Wallace just signed a multi-year contract extension through 2026 with the team, and Bubba Wallace had a really good year last year, and I think he will have a really strong year. Tyler Reddick was a championship contender in 2024, and I think he will have a chance to win his first Cup championship this year. And then you have Riley Herbst. So while I don't rate Riley Herbst the highest of drivers, he did show improvement last year with Stewart-Haas Racing, picking up 2 wins, including a dominant win at Phoenix at the end of the year. Riley also brings a lot of sponsorship with the team, and he's a big reason. His family is a pretty big reason why they brought that third charter in the first place. Now, obviously, 2311 Racing, they're currently in a lawsuit currently at the moment with NASCAR. Michael Jordan's involved with that, among other things. But I think that you look at Corey Heim. I think that there is a chance and possibility in the next couple of years, if he does really well in these Cup starts, I could see him getting into a full-time Cup ride with the team. And I think down the road, they're going to have to make a decision on what they're going to do with some of these teams, like 2311 to Legacy, because I look at John Hunter Nemechek, right? Because I know Legacy's not in as good a position as 2311, but if John Hunter Nemechek really struggles and Corey Heim just outshine him, I could see John Hunter losing the seat to Corey Heim at the end of this year, because there were rumors and speculation at the end of last year that John Hunter was going to lose his seat to Corey Heim. There were rumors that was going to happen even at the end of the year, and Corey was just going to replace him. Ultimately, John Hunter kept the seat this year, and he did get a top 5 in the 500, which will kind of quell those rumors a little bit. But I think that down the road, you're going to have to keep an eye on this, because I think if you're John Hunter Nemechek, you should definitely be a little bit concerned. Now, here's the thing I will say. What are my expectations of Corey Heim? Well, with Sam Hunt Racing, I do think he will contend for some top 10s, probably some top 5s. I'm not sure if he's going to be contending for wins. If Toyota's putting a lot of support and backing it, I could see him contending for some wins, but we'll just have to wait and see. I also think with 2311, I don't think he's going to be contending for wins, but I think top 10s are very possible. The 2311 cars have gotten a lot stronger, and I think that they're going to all be fast throughout 2025. Really exciting opportunity, though, for Corey. Now, obviously, with the 4th car coming back for 2311, I don't know what the rest schedule is going to look like for that car. Is Corey Heim the only driver behind the wheel, or could we see someone else get behind the wheel of that car? Like, I don't know, like Kurt Busch, who just got medically cleared very recently. Could we see him back behind the wheel? Probably not going to see someone like a Carl Edwards. What about Eric Almirola? Eric Almirola would be someone I'd be very interested to see run a race or two of 2311. I know that, well, maybe that's not going to happen because of Bubba Wallace's and Eric Almirola's feud, so that probably won't happen at this point. But what about some of the other Toyota development drivers like a Taylor Gray or William Sawalich? Could they get the possible opportunity to get behind the wheel? That's something that we're going to have to wait and watch and see. But nonetheless, I'm so happy for Corey Heim. This is a well-earned, a well-deserved opportunity with 2311, and glad to see he'll get the chance and opportunity to drive a 4th car for 2311 Racing in the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. So, that is going to be a special breaking news report on Corey Heim. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Notifications on so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's get you below that and comment below your thoughts below on today's episode. How do you think Corey Heim is going to do in his select NASCAR Cup Series starts with 2311? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later today on the channel, we're going to have reactions to the NASCAR Cup Series race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we also should be having a Shane Van Gisbergen video probably dropping on the channel. Tomorrow, we're going to have reactions to more of the Dodge news that's been coming out as of recently, with them maybe having a Cup program for 2027, and probably talk more about the Corey Heim news. We got content coming out of people like Haley Deegan, Kyle Busch, other people like Kurt Busch, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Cletus McFarland, Matt Benedetto, Junior Motorsports, Connor Zilish, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed. Other big names in the field like Nick Sanchez, Ross Chastain. Trackhouse drivers, of course, like Daniel Suarez as well. Other big names in the industry too, like Honda and other stuff will be coming out on the channel very, very soon. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.